County Community College Children's Center, or MCCCCC, which is just annoying. But if you grow up, with someone that works with all these little kids, and I have to go in and help her from time to time, I hate kids. They lose their ability to cutinize very quickly. It's really easy to become vaccinated against a kid, basically. They start to look cute at first, but then after a while you just notice that they're not done being a human, and they just look like little half-baked narcissists. They managed to ruin apple juice for me. I actually do hate apple juice to this day, because they serve apple juice and water, period, that's all, to these children to drink. So I have seen apple juice come out of literally every orifice of a child. I can no longer drink apple juice. It is almost impressive that they were able to take the pure liquid juice of the fruit of knowledge of a biblical fruit and just make it entirely inedible. It's brutal. But yeah, so like I said, I do have to help my mom from time to time. I guess because they're very cheap, they kind of bring me in as a handyman, and I'll occasionally fix stuff up and whatever. So recently they're doing this dinosaur unit, right? So I sketched out some kind of rough drawings of large dinosaurs for them to color in, which I thought, it's nice, but everyone gives me these weird reactions when I tell them I'm acting sketchy around a children's school. But yeah, so I paint all these, or drew all these dinosaurs and stuff for them to fill in, but I'm always kind of a science fan, and I wanted them to be accurate. It's their first introduction to dinosaurs, and I don't want them to get, that kind of whitewashed big orange T-Rex. I wanted to get the real dinosaurs. So I tried to do a little bit of research, maybe make the dinosaurs a bit more accurate, a bit more cutting edge, a little more modern, and it's ruined dinosaurs for me. Don't do any research into dinosaurs, because I've done it for you, and I'm about to ruin all of your dinosaurs this evening. Sorry, it's late. Let me take a quick survey. Hello. What is your favorite dinosaur? Sorry?
Triceratops.
We got a Triceratops. Any other Triceratops? A T-Rex? Stegosaurus.
Allosaurus.
Sure.
Allosaurus.
There you go. How about Velociraptors? Anybody? How about Brontosauruses? Yeah, little Brontosaurus? No? Alright. Well, welcome to Extinction Part 2, folks. They've already lost their lives and about to take away their dignity. So, let's start with Velociraptors. I'm sure you've seen them in Jurassic Park, but they're not nearly that intimidating. An actual Velociraptor is about the size of a turkey and equally covered in feathers.
Oh.
Which, if you try to, update modern Jurassic Park with that image, it doesn't really work. Like, they've learned to open doors. It doesn't matter. Pterodactyls, as has been brought up, are not actually dinosaurs, which is probably why you said, do they count? They don't. They aren't. No such thing as a flying dinosaur at that time. They're actually just large reptiles that lived around the same time period. But can you imagine what it must be like to be the pterodactyl that finds that out? He goes to the local dino kegger. Hey, fellow dinosaurs, here comes the party. And the Compsognathus and the Stegosaurus share like an awkward glance. Listen, buddy, pal, pterodactyl flying home that night. Who am I? Oh, but Triceratops, as well, is just kind of not really, barely a dinosaur. Here's the thing. Triceratops is not technically real. Here's the deal. We've found a lot of full skeletons, or almost full skeletons, of baby Triceratopses and children's Triceratopses, and we're all good to go. We also noticed that we found a lot of adult skeletons of Taurosauruses, and no baby skeletons, and no adult skeletons of Triceratopses. And one day I had a scientist sitting there with pictures of both. And oh god, you just ruined Triceratops. Because, it's the same species. A Triceratops grows into a Taurosaurus. Triceratops is just the tadpole of Taurosauruses. Imagine you're a paleontologist 600 million years from now, right? Looking back at our species. You see a tadpole and you see a frog, and you assume they're separate species. And then, as soon as you figure that out, you had to assume earlier that the tadpole grows up to be some kind of giant squiggle monster, right? And it starts to look pretty silly. If your favorite species of dinosaurs is Triceratops, congratulations, you've got the equivalent of an ancient giant squiggle monster. So that's a shame. And of course, T-Rex. Let's be fair, we know T-Rex had feathers, it was mostly a scavenger, had useless arms and a very tiny brain. Your favorite dinosaur is a giant 9-ton brainless chicken eating a dead lizard. It's not nearly as intimidating as you'd like to think. And then we get to the really depressing one, Brontosaurus. So we've known for about a century now that Brontosaurus has never existed. Somebody just misclassified an Apatosaurus. So some misinformed doc just called it an Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus like an idiot. However, right, now the jury's kind of back out, right? They found enough skeletons, maybe there's enough of a difference. The scientific community is in an uproar about it because they want to take the good news, but they're like, man, we remember Pluto, we've been hurt before. And, you know, they don't want to switch back over too quickly. So Brontosaurus, not really. So sorry about the dinosaurs, but most of them are overblown anyway. But I can fix that too, because you see, dinosaurs aren't actually extinct. Birds are not descended from dinosaurs. That is a lie. Now, I believe in evolution, but birds are actually technically in the clade Dinosauria. Birds are dinosaurs, right? If you have a pet parrot, you have a pet dinosaur. Every year for Thanksgiving, we sit down and eat a dinosaur. So I just made you a little bit better. Which means I get to say, officially and scientifically accurately, my favorite species of the dino is the penguin. Because they're these beautiful, fat, little dinosaurs that eat squids underwater. It's an amazing world that we live in, these poor little guys. Especially because scientists kind of messed them up too. Like we went down to the South Pole, right? We saw a bunch of them. We got to a big one. We're like, that is a king penguin. And then later on we found an even bigger one. We're like, we are an emperor penguin. And then we left. Have you ever seen a penguin? They're just wandering around just like no hope, giant confused faces because they haven't figured it out yet. What a confusing monarchy.